The man picked up a piece of roasted meat, blew on it, and then stuffed it into his mouth. It was the first bite of cooked food he had eaten in 3 days on the island. But that alone was far from enough to fill his stomach. So, he smashed a glass bottle, placed the bottom on a rock, and ground it smooth. Then he used fire to soften a plastic bottle, firmly attaching the polished bottom to its mouth. After that, he cut the bottle open, sealed the mouth with rubber, and carefully wrapped the cut edges. Before long, a homemade diving mask was finished. Tom eagerly dove into the water, holding the bottle with both hands to look around. To his surprise, everything underwater was crystal clear, no worse than a professional diving mask. He couldn't help but laugh, because being able to see clearly underwater meant seeing hope for survival. With the mask ready, Tom immediately grabbed a harpoon and dove into the sea, preparing to catch a big fish to fill his belly. But as he swam, he unexpectedly discovered a sunken boat. This sudden discovery made him forget about fishing, and he instantly dropped the harpoon, straining with all his might to flip the boat over. The next second, however, he was struck with despair. There was a huge hole at the bottom of the boat, impossible to repair. Yet Tom came up with a bold idea. He bent down, picked up the harpoon, and threw it onto the boat. Then he removed the diving mask and carefully stored it inside the cabin. After that, he hoisted a rope, risking drowning as he dragged the boat across the seabed. But the boat was heavy, and the pressure at 8 meters deep made every step unbearably difficult. Soon Tom reached his limit, and he had to abandon the boat, rushing back to the surface and gasping desperately for air. Unexpectedly, he didn't give up. Instead, he took a deep breath and dove down again, continuing to drag the boat toward the shore. No one knew how long it took, but at last Tom struggled to pull the boat out of the water, dragging it onto the beach with all his remaining strength. Then he used scavenged materials to patch the damage, covering the hole with plastic boards he had found, and even made a sail that could be freely adjusted. Amazingly, the boat was successfully repaired. As long as he didn't encounter extreme weather, it was fully capable of sailing on the sea. But before he could celebrate, a man and a woman sneaked over to the boat while Tom was out fishing. Working together, they pushed it to the water. Although Tom noticed in time, he was too far away, and by the time he reached the shore, the two had already boarded and sailed into the endless sea. Strangely, even though his hope of escape was slipping away and he faced being trapped on the deserted island forever, Tom smiled instead. In the end, he even lay back on a chair, sipping coconut juice while watching the boat drift farther away. His bizarre reaction shocked the man and woman, who thought Tom had gone mad. But not long after, the woman was horrified to realize that the boat was leaking.